What's the buzz? How's everybody doing? Glad to be back with you here at Buzz in the Box. We got a little semi-combination of last night's action and a dashing of what goes on today. So leading off for us is everybody kind of heard about the incident with Framber Valdez. Not a good night at all for the Tigers in Detroit, as I think it was 10 runs, 7 earned, 9 hits in just 3 innings for Framber Valdez. Wow. I think we also just found out about the 5-game suspension. 10-3 was the final score in Detroit, and I'm pretty sure they got shut out today as well. So yikes, not a good time for the Tigers and Tigers fans. And if you have Framber Valdez in fantasy right now, you've already been going through it. You've been struggling. So you know for a fact he's going to be on a full at least 5 days rest now. So that's some good news for you. And unfortunately for Tiger Nation as a whole, up there in Detroit, Motown, probably not even the worst news that they're gonna get. We're gonna talk some more about that really in depth in our video coming up tomorrow. A little what I wanted to say right before the suspension is that not only did he struggle to all those runs, or was it 7 earned runs and 9 hits, and he pitched into the 4th inning. He didn't record any outs. He gave up back-to-back jacks, and then hit who was it? Trevor Story. After giving up those 2 home runs, Framber Valdez, he said it was an accident. He drilled a 95 mile per hour fastball right into Trevor Story's back right after those back-to-back solo shots. So I'm not going to call it it wasn't a brawl, that's for sure. So you can't call it a benches clearing brawl. We're gonna call it just the benches. We'll call it the benches cleared, and that's about it. So the cameras panned around, and nobody got dragged and thrown to the ground or anything. So that's if like I said, things are already going rough enough for the Tigers up there. So that's pretty much all they can handle. Carlos Correa, in other news, he's actually originally thinking it was an ankle. And it is the ankle, but it's not going to be like many weeks or 2 months or like the other guy we're going to talk about. He's out the rest of the year. He's getting surgery, or I didn't hear officially the surgery. It was today. If if I hit a foul ball on that, let me know in the comments. He's going to miss the rest of the year. So that's a tough one to swallow for them. And I think it was the other ankle that for Carlos Correa, that is, it was the other ankle that, remember, last offseason, one before, double check that. Probably last offseason, Carlos Correa was going to sign with the Mets. And I think that it was a 5-year contract. The numbers were hammered out and everything. It was solid for everybody, but he failed the physical, and that was his other ankle. So now, not great news for his ankles. Not great news for him. These are human beings at the end of the day. So we try to keep it positive, keep it professional. All the best for him on him coming back, because obviously the league's aside from 2017, the league is much better when he's in it and he is playing. Bryce Harper for the Phillies hit 2 home runs last night. We'll cover all the final scores of today. And what else the Phillies and Bryce Harper did in tomorrow's video up here on YouTube, where we try to post on TikTok also. You can find the link for that on our page over here, so you can use that to stay up to date with our home run calls, our buzz balls throughout the week, and injuries news, because you hate to see injuries, but they're a part of the game. And as you can see, just this week alone, there's been a lot to report on it, and you never know what you might miss, or what happens. And like, especially I'm here on the East Coast, so what you don't want to miss what happens or anything goes down in the late games. So that's we try to really have all that stuff for you over here. We do our very best. Anyway, Bryce Harper is absolutely going off. Speaking of hitters in the AL in the NL East going off, a guy used to crush a lot of home runs with an MLB The Show, Matt Olson, is now at career home run 301. So congrats to him. That's not an easy feat. Not too many people in that club. And he's 33, I think. I think 32. I think he's gonna be 33. Not like terrible injury history. Actually, the opposite. He's played a crap ton of games his whole career. He's in there. He's not going anywhere. And we are, I don't know if it's soon enough to set an everyday counter somewhere, but officially noticing that Matt Olson, one day we can be talking about his 400th career home run, and that's freaking awesome. And especially in this era, guys being healthy, consistent, smacking the ball, that's what you want to see. Braves lost their first series of the season. Going off that, if you can believe that, today's May 6th, and they lost their first series of the season. They tied a couple. We mentioned that in one of our previous video, that they split one 2-game set, and I think it was the A's was there was a 4-game series that they split and a 2-game series that they split. One of them was the A's, but that was quite a while ago now. Ever since we talked about that. On the flip side of hitting, let's talk about Bubba Chandler real quick, starting pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Man, that's oof. Talk about I would walk 1,500 miles and I would walk 1,000 more. Well, he's gonna walk you 90 feet to first, and then he's gonna walk the next person, and then you're gonna go 90 feet to second, and that's well on your way to 500 miles right there. But all due respect, Bubba Chandler, 2 runs in the 5 innings pitched, but dished out the 6 walks. That's really tough. Continues to walk the world. Bubba Chandler, I think now has been. I was just. I got it right here officially. His fastball, I think a tick over 50% of the time, Bubba Chandler. So with all those walks, tomorrow we're gonna dip into even more of the the fantasy metrics and numbers for Bubba Chandler, and kind of we'll even talk about some of these guys, like the exact points performances they've been putting up. So what kind of going what you can expect, how they handle certain teams, these guys that are mowing down these good teams, and if that's something that bothers you, always there's guys that no matter what, you have to look at the matchup. Not everybody is. Some people are a far cry. Keep it positive, keep it professional. But some people are a far cry from set and forget nowadays. So we're gonna dip into a lot of that for you, so you can kind of get a feel on when to play somebody, especially these starting pitchers, when to play somebody and where or at whom. Some of these guys are mowing down these. Get into it a lot more in our video here tomorrow, so please catch that. I guess you can that'll be Buzz in the Box episode 4 officially. So we're getting some good ABs in here now. Bubba Chandler, the 2 runs and 5 innings pitched, Dished out 6 walks. 50% of the time, not quite painting the corner with that fastball. He's always used it quite a lot. I mean, listen, he was still hitting 98 miles an hour like consistently, like even towards the end. So velocity is not a problem for him. But you know, that's not what we're worried about. Using breaking pitches, obviously, like to the tune of using the fastball less, using breaking pitches slightly less than he was in the start of the year. So maybe let's see if he tries to get back to that once he establishes a little bit more of his command. We're going to want to see that from him. The whiff rate is down to, not, I don't want to say like a minuscule, but like, you know, he's not going to be like our buzzkill or anything, hopefully, like, you know, player that's like struggling because, you know, reminder, like, you know, starting pitchers can get in on that action too. It's not just going to be hitters for when we do our heat check, our certified dogs and our buzzkill, because, man, you know, we all know one. Finishing up for Bubba Chandler, because we don't want to dilly-dally too long on that here, because we're gonna talk about like his fantasy matchups coming up tomorrow, and also we're gonna talk about a lot of the stuff that he's been doing recently, like, so you can, you know, whatever, you know, obviously like IRL, you got to know what he's doing, but if he's like not even like getting by like in even like some quality starts, that's tough going. Like, you know, I didn't get it last night with just the 5 innings pitched. So let's see if he can get back to mixing his pitches once the command comes back. The whiff rate's down to 20, to give you a preview of the fantasy stuff tomorrow. Not fantasy, but like his like deep numbers. His whiff rate is down to 24%. He had a solid 30% last year, so just, you know, he was making a fool out of a lot of people up there. He had some sick stuff. You know, it's the hardest thing to do. Keep it positive, keep it professional. But man, he was missing some bats last year, and we got to see Big Bubba, Big Boss Man Bubba Chandler coming back to that sooner than later, hopefully. Rays finish off a sweep of the Blue Jays 3-0. They're on an absolute heater right now. I was talking to a couple of people about that today. The Tampa Bay Rays, like, you know, we don't want them to fall by the wayside, because you know, every few years they'll make that little playoff run. So we're gonna see if they can get back to that. They sweep up the Blue Jays. Like, man, people are getting swept like it's the end of the freaking New Year's Eve party over here. 3-0, 4 losses in the row for the Jays. They're man, yikes. We talked about the Tigers struggling. Blue Jays 1-9 in their last 10 games, and here's the as you know, people used to say, here's the kicker. Held to 4 runs total last 3 games. Not they're averaging 4 runs. Even that's like 4 runs in the last 3 games. Wow. I think we might have a thing tomorrow. Let me know if in the comments down there if you want to hear about like the comparison of like a lot of the teams struggling on offense right now. That would also include the San Francisco Giants too, because they've had a rough go of it too. We'll see. We'll talk about if they got a much needed win tonight that could stop that 6-game losing streak, because they'll find themselves 8 games out of first place before they even know what's going on. And you know, you don't want to wish anything bad on any team and anybody, because we try to support everything over here. Obviously not everybody likes everything, so don't get that twisted, but we got to leave room for everybody to get in on the action over here. Whether you're trying to follow your favorite team, we didn't cover them, please always let us know. We'll be happy to do it next time and give you a shout out. So passing good vibes off to everybody never hurts, and you know, inside the park home run, if I don't say so myself. Speaking of saying so, one thing you have to say so is Shane McClanahan. Wow, he is on a little bit of a little bit of a story he has for everybody today. He's great start for the Rays in that capping off that huge, what is it? It's at least 6 wins, and I think it's 6. Is it 6 wins in a row for the Tampa Bay Rays? They're Shane McClanahan, that is, today. No runs, only 3 base runners on 5 1/3 innings pitched. I think it was 5 1/3. It was less than 6. Yeah, 5 1/3 innings pitched. Started the season ranked 28th overall for starting pitchers in fantasy. So, wouldn't have minded him. Would have taken multiple shares of that guy. Didn't get him, but that's the sometimes that's just the way it shakes out. It doesn't always fall your way. So you just gotta pick it up and keep it moving, baby. Great start for the Rays and this season, and for Shane McClanahan. No runs, only 3 base runners. Did I say that before? I think it was 2 hits and 1 walk in 5 1/3. So good job for Shane O'Mac over there. He's really helping bolster that hot streak for the Rays right now. They are an absolute heater. I can't stress that enough. We're gonna dip into Boxed Out right now. Boxed Out, baby. That is the team that got absolutely schmacked. They got whooped, man. Or as I like to say, they got rode hard and put away wet. This was a tough one, baby. Actually, you're not gonna believe this. Actually, you can, because people are getting swept like doom, doom, doom. We got 2 of them for you here today. Starting with the Los Angeles Dodgers, recently ending that losing streak over the Houston Astros. It was a final score of 12-2. Wow, absolutely pedestrian performance on the offense at the dish for the Houston Astros. They part of the reason why they're boxed out. Houston, you definitely had a problem today. So sorry, it was the Dodgers 12 and the Houston Astros 2. The Washington Nationals, wow, guess what? 14 runs. Bet you didn't think you're going to say that, huh? Everybody was ready for them to be the team that got boxed out. Minnesota Twins, sorry, you are boxed out. Sorry, baby. It was 14-3, an absolute, I like this word, an absolute shellacking. Oof, they got rode hard and put away wet. Matt Wallner, pretty much just about all the offense for those Twinkies. 2 hits, one of them a home run. He is still hitting under the Mendoza line with that, batting, I believe, a solid 197. If I believe I have that right. I think that's as of after the game. If it was as of right before the game, somebody please let me know if I had a foul ball on that down in the comments. That would be much appreciated. And if you could take this time to just like this video and subscribe to the channel, check out our TikTok, it'll be much appreciated. It goes a long way and it means more than you know. CJ Abrams slammed a grand slam. He's been back, baby. Sorry, Twinkies. Certified dogs coming up right after this. But to wrap up, it is Boxed Out. The Houston Astros and the Minnesota Twins. You guys got boxed out. Sorry, gotta do it. CJ Abrams had a grand slam capping off that big win for the Nationals, by the way. He's man, approaching because he kind of he's been rough, and he's definitely a guy I would have traded if the return was very nice. And if you're in a league like some people I know are that trades draft picks to get you could definitely gotten a first or a second plus a prospect and major league player for CJ Abrams. If you could have afforded it and already had a playoff type roster, that would have been something really nice to get. We got to do our certified dog now, ladies and gentlemen. It is, speaking of those boys in LA that everybody loves to hate, but everybody loves this guy. I know I do. It is Turn the Page, Andy Pages, baby. 3 freaking home runs in one game. 3 big shots, 3 taters. He hit 1, he hit. 2, he hit. Ready? Boop. 3 home runs. Those were out of here. I believe it was 6 ribeye steaks on the day. Man, that performance, like I like to say, definitely deserves a side of garlic mashed potatoes with that. He is on an 8-game hitting streak with 6 hits in the last 2 games. Obviously, 3 of those are home runs just today. Good golly, man, I don't even want to think about how many fantasy points that would be if I'm playing against him. At that point, I'd probably just call it an early night and go cry in my room and call it the next day, because that playing against that, hopefully you have him. You're definitely like the goal. We want your goal to always be like us. We want to win that fantasy matchup by at least 100 points. 6 hits in the last 2 games, and guess what? For Andy Pages, add in 2 stolen bases. He swipes 2 bags too. He had a Willie Mays Hayes type performance. Man, I freaking love Major League. We're gonna definitely have an episode on Buzz in the Box here, talking about some favorite baseball movie quotes and just favorite baseball movies, and definitely an episode on some of my and your favorite baseball books. I know I have more than a couple of them. So Andy Pages, you are our certified dog because of those performances you recently had. 3 home runs just today. Honestly, I don't even need to know what he did before that. Just today, he's our certified dog. We're going to have probably another one for you coming up this week, most likely on Thursday. So, Andy Pages, certified dog. Stay tuned for the next one. But man, this is tough. It's time for the buzzkill. Man, if you know somebody that's not doing too good, that's struggling, let us know. This is my least favorite part. I don't know if you want to call it a segment, but it's my least favorite segment, this buzzkill, because I hate dragging somebody down. This is not easy. I have all the respect in the world for these guys. At the end of the day, they're human beings trying their best, making a living. But sometimes it doesn't fall their way. That really sucks. We're going to talk about who that is for us right now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm actually going to not tell you who it is right away, but let's just say that vehicle, that Rolls Royce, it's kind of rolling like a hoopty right now. I'm sorry. It's Royce Lewis. Royce Lewis, you are this week's buzzkill. Looking like that hoopty right now. I'm so sorry, my man. It's not a shock as of now, this recent performance, because he's been struggling offensively this year and last year. We know he can hit. He always hustles. The defense is great. He's just like he's a joy to watch. He hustles crazy, and that's always something that I enjoy watching a lot. Royce Lewis, last 4 games, no hits, 7 strikeouts. That's gonna confirm him as our buzzkill. I'm so sorry. We every time we do this, we keep an eye. I actually just got an update that our last buzzkill was Cincinnati Reds own Matt McLain. He hit a home run today, so heck yes. We never want to see them again here with us on Buzzkill. So Matt McLain, good job, brother. You are coming back, baby. Not going to see him on Buzzkill next time, that's for sure. He solidified that. But we're not talking about him right now. We're talking about Royce Lewis. He has 2 strikeouts in each of the last 3 games. That is absolutely rough. 7 strikeouts the last 3 games. Royce Lewis, I'm sorry. We all know one, unfortunately. You are our buzzkill. Andy Pages, certified dog. Royce Lewis, buzzkill. I'm so sorry. We know he can hit. He's going to turn it around like he did his first 2 years in the league not too long ago. All right, we're going to get into we don't want to take up too much of your time, because we're gonna get into our main video tomorrow, Buzz in the Box episode 4. This will be episode 3, so thank you so much for joining us again. We really appreciate that. It means more than you know. We got nothing to hide. So with you on our side, positive vibes. Thanks for coming along for the ride to talk anything you want. If we missed anything that you want to talk about teams, let us know who you're really excited for on your fantasy team right now. Some rookies. We do have our first MLB mock drafts coming out. So some college players you're excited to draft in your leagues, or some college players even more so you're excited for your favorite team to draft who you've seen on some mock drafts. So we're going to talk about White Sox possibly drafting Rock Chalosky first. I'm sure I'll get used to saying that one day. I'm going to have to, because something tells me that he is going to be sticking around once he gets to the show. I have a great feeling about him. So last licks right now, we're getting to, we got the usually great Paul Skeens going right now. We're gonna check in on his action. Obviously tomorrow we're gonna hang out with you for a while. It's gonna be great. So we're gonna appreciate that. Probably some shorts on YouTube and TikTok for sure, which you can catch on our the link to on our page here, updating you on what's going on before that, a little tidbit. So if you don't have time to watch the whole thing right away before you chill out and everything, please catch that first for a little taste. And when you're ready to kick back, relax with that with those Cracker Jacks, those rich crackers, that white cheddar popcorn, that beer, that lemonade, whatever you're hanging out with, and listen to us call some of our buzz balls, which we're going to have in those shorts throughout the week. You're going to want to check, not just here when we're hanging out. Those buzz balls, those home run shots, you're going to want to be here. We're going to keep you in the know, and we're working hard for you. That's always. Last licks, Paul Skeens going right now. We're going to talk a lot. You're going to get tired of it, actually, but I'm a Mets fan, but I've always liked the Tigers. They were the first team I ever used in a baseball video game. So I don't know if that's sentimental or what, or nostalgic, but for me, that goes a long way. We're going to talk a lot about the repercussions from Framber Valdez, the Framber Incident, I'm calling it. So you heard that here first. Some fantasy numbers. We kind of dipped our toe in that a little bit here, so we're going to get into more fantasy numbers about some top players at their position, and a lot of guys who exploded onto the scene who kind of came out of nowhere. So we're going to talk about that and a lot more people that we did today, a little more in depth and fantasy wise also. That's always a prerequisite with me, and much, much more. Trust me. Any team or player we didn't mention or hit some foul balls on, always let us know. We happily bring it around about next time and talk about it, and definitely give you a shout out. It would be our pleasure. That would be any fantasy player, any team, minor league team, any uniform you want to talk about. I'm a big fan of the minor league teams doing the alternate hats. I was looking at some of those recently. I just do not know which one to get. If you guys have a suggestion, please let me know in the comments. Like the video, please, and subscribe to our channel on your way back to the clubhouse. Link in our TikTok right there. So please make sure you follow for even more news. We start doing trivia on that also. We had one. It was pretty good. And we're going to have our buzz balls on our home run calls on here. You know that. We try to cover a lot. We really appreciate you for joining us. I had a great time. It's always a pleasure to bring you the news. And we're not going to keep you at all. We're going to see what the heck Paul Skeens is about to do and how the rest of this night wraps up. So we're going to try to cover it all for you. We're going to hang out tomorrow. Thank you so much for catching us here at Buzz in the Box. Catch you next time.